Hi guys, today I'm going to film my December wrap up and I read a total of 7 books. So let's get started with the first book, which is Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. You all know that I love Jennifer. She's an amazing author, she's my favorite author, and she's just, I love her writing. It's just so fast paced and I love her characters and her world and everything. And this is the first book in the Covenant series, and this is a series about Greek mythology, and I really did enjoy this book. I can't explain that much because it's pretty complicated to explain, but I love it. The main character, Alex, she's just an amazing character. She's just so kind, and but at the same time she's very savage, and I just love her character. She's awesome, and I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Then I read Fairy Too Far by Abby Glance. This is the third book in the Too Far series, and I love this series so much. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, and since this is the third book, I can't really talk so much about it because I don't want to spoil the whole series. But this series is about this girl who, her mother just died, and she moves to her father, but then it gets really complicated. I made a review on the first book, which is Fallen Too Far, so you can check that out if you want to know more about this series. But I love this. I love Blair and Rush. They're just two amazing characters, and I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read Rush Too Far, which is the final novel in the Too Far series, and this is basically Fallen Too Far but in Rush perspective. And I thought it was really interesting to see like his side of the story. But yeah, this was basically just the same as Fallen Too Far, just a few changes that you didn't see in Fallen Too Far, since this is more about Rush life than Blair's. But I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. And then I have Twisted to Perfection by Abby Glance. This is the first novel in the Perfection series, duology, I think. But yeah, I love this duology. It's so amazing. It's about this girl named Della and about this guy named Woods. And Woods is a character you see a lot in the Too Far series, and he's just a really good character. And then he meets Della, and Della, she is a very complicated person. She has a very dark and tragic past, and her childhood it's pretty much ruined. And so she goes to this trip to find herself and just have fun. And then she meets Woods, and things get complicated. And yeah, I just loved this book. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. And then I read The Simple Perfection, which is the second novel. And yeah, this was just as good. I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read My Heart and Other Black Holes by Jasmine Werga. I think you pronounce her name like that. But yeah, I love this book. It's about suicide, and it's a pretty dark and deep book. It's about this girl who wants to take her life, and then she finds this website where you can like have a suicide partner. So she meets this guy, and they plan on ending their life together, and it's really good. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. So yeah. Then I started reading Abandoned by Meg Cabot, and I just read like 30 pages. I wasn't really that impressed. It's about this girl who comes back from death, and I thought it sounded pretty interesting, but no, it wasn't really my kind of book, so I DNF'd it. But yeah. Then I read Pure, which is the second book in the Covenant series, and this book was just as great. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So, yeah. then I started reading More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera, and I didn't finish it because I got in a huge reading slump after reading Pure because it ended in a big cliffhanger, so I had a big book hangover slash reading slump. So I started reading this and I didn't finish it, but I'm going to finish it sometime because it seems really good. It's about this guy who tries to find himself and deals a lot with his sexuality, and it seems just really good, and I've heard a lot of good things about Adam Silvera, so yeah. And the last book I tried to read is The Queen of the Tearling by Erika Johansson. I started reading this, but as I said before, I got into the reading slump, and this was not the book to read when you're in a reading slump because I think it's a high fantasy novel, and yeah, it has a lot of big words, and it's about this castle, and yeah, it's a pretty heavy read, especially when you're in a reading slump. So yeah, that was all the books I've read in December. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like, subscribe, and comment, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye guys!